Hey Carl, got your car here, and here's Steve, and I'm behind the camera, and we're just gonna stream of consciousness tell you what we found so far. Well, we can start, I guess, closest to you, where Steve is, heater.
The heater valves are frozen. They don't move. They need to be rebuilt.
Plus, you can see the green there; they're leaking, so it's a combination of.
Right. And this hose is kinked almost in half. And the heater pipes are not installed correctly because it should go underneath this bracket.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Also on this side, I guess the cover's been removed off the voltage regulator, which is pretty scary because there's unprotected 12 volts there that something could run afoul of and cause problems. Also, we had converted this to an alternator when we did the engine, and it's not wired correctly, and the generator light is on all the time. We've got an extra wire here that we don't know what it is that we're going to have to sort out. Some of this wiring down here is pretty crispy. We're going to have to double check that and make sure you don't have an issue.
Of course, we're still despondent over the condition of the engine, how it was left out. We have no idea what happened to it. This thing looks like it's been sitting on the beach.
Yeah, the
ocean.
It's just really disappointing.
Of course, the vacuum booster's not hooked up. Vacuum to the booster, so the booster's going to get dealt with.
Right. Yeah, we're going to deal with brakes. We need to remount the radiator because the radiator's mounted incorrectly. It's supposed to be mounted on rubber buffers.
Yeah, it's hard mounted right down there, and that's not how it's done. It's anyway, it's supposed to be rubber mounted.
Right. We've got this should be in a mounting bracket.
Turn signal solenoid should not be flopping around loose.
Right. Obviously, the booster has seen better days. We'll address that when we go through the brakes.
You want us to do anything with the heater box, fiberglass it or something, try to recover it?
Right. Also, that heater valve is frozen and been assembled incorrectly.
Yeah, you're missing a part right here that keeps this thing together, and that's what this wire is doing to keep holding this together.
Try to keep it from blowing apart.
Yeah. So that's an in up there.
We also had, there was just, I don't even remember everything. We've already fixed a bunch of stuff that we saw just to feel like it was safe to actually start trying to run it and diagnose it.
Steve figured out what the leak was down here. Is that the lower pipe that's got a little blue on it and it hooks up to the rubber hose. Well, that on yours was boogered up, and so we just cut it off and grafted in another pipe from another fuel line. That's not how it's supposed to be, but that'll get us going for the time being. Ideally, this is a solid steel pipe all the way back, and we can certainly do that if required. Let's see, you said the coil was incorrectly mounted and got that at least where it's not flopping around.
Right. Yeah, and there's a bunch of other stuff that we'll notice as we're going through, but we're just trying to figure out.
Well, the shifting is incredibly hard.
Right, and the throttle linkage is damaged. It's bent through here. My hand is on the throttle linkage, and this is bent, and it's incredibly stiff and hard to modulate the throttle.
Yeah, I just drove it, and if you had to drive steady state on the highway for any length of time, your foot would go numb from trying to push on the gas pedal.
Yeah, it's also missing the battery hold down. Not mission critical at the moment, but something we need to address so that the battery doesn't leap up and weld itself to the bottom of the hood. Missing some hood hardware here too.
Yeah, hood hardware, and this ground cable is not hooked up. It's supposed to be hooked up.
Yeah, not installed correctly.
Right.
So that's what we know now. The other thing we noticed when we were bringing the car in is that the brakes were not functioning even remotely how they were supposed to, above and beyond the booster issues. So we're gonna raise the front of the car up and pull the wheels off and do a visual on the brakes, front and rear, and some other stuff just to see where we're at for a starting spot.
Yeah, because when I was following behind as it came back from the transporter, you could hear behind. No, I was like 75, 80 feet behind, and I could hear all kinds of grinding and scraping. And then you said that grinding and scraping went away when you hit the brakes.
Yeah.
So that was.
And the car changed directions.
Yeah, that's an in-op. All right, so we're going to. Let me put this on the tripod, and then we're going to see what we got here as we actually jack it up.
We rolled back a little bit. Let's pull
Yeah,
forward.
you want to roll forward?
Yeah, just from here.
There's a huge bundle of wires underneath the side of the car for some reason.
There. I'll
Good
hold
enough?
this here while you start jacking it. Otherwise, I think.
We got close to the door here. Okay, there we go. Need some more height. Remember, we need to do the wiggle the wheels.
That's where I was just at.
So let me put it down. We're stable. Okay, stable. Let's go over here. See what we got. We got to figure out why we got this knocking in the steering when you drive. So now we're checking. Well, that's not supposed to wiggle like that. All right, let me get underneath there and see if I can see where the wiggle is.
Figure out which part of it's knocking.
Yeah. I'm not supposed to be knocking while we're driving. Okay. Well, just I can't tell. Looks like everything. Is it possible? Everything?
Yeah.
All right, let me hang on. Let's see. What is? Where is it? I don't get on the other side. It just looks like everything is shot. Every tie rod end is shot. Okay, we're at the, all right, the most noise is coming from the left front wheel, which is, why is it, it's got to be the, all right, let's see, what is it that's loose here? Is the wheel, the hub loose on the spindle? I don't know. It just looks like it's all worn out, but this left front is the I believe the problem area. How do the kingpins feel at the 6 and 12 o'clock position?
There's definitely play, but it feels more like it might be.
Grab it at the 6 and 12 and see if. Yeah. That's got to be the kingpins, right? Let me get the mat and look.
Yeah, I think it is, 'cause it seems like it has different play top and bottom than it does.
Yeah. Okay, so the kingpin, this part here, is worn out. All right.
So we need to.
Let's go to the other side, and maybe you can figure out why this is so wiggly, but it sure looks like it's this whole thing is moving.
It's got play up and down, so it's got play here.
What? How can it be so loose? I mean, it's almost like this hub is
No,
loose on
it's
the
not. I hear it knocking underneath the car somewhere.
Well, it's in the steering gearbox then?
I don't know. Let's see.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I think it's the gearbox.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like gearbox. It sounds like it's up there. Let me do this. Let me stay there.
All right, I'll put my hand on here and see if I can feel in there.
Steering coupler's toast.
Okay.
It's got play in the steering box.
Yeah. Something else is going on inside there as well.
It's got a toasted steering coupler and serious play in the steering box itself.
Right. And I can tell all the tie rod ends are shot because you can't even move them. They're supposed to move, but they're frozen.
Yeah.
All right, so that's.
And the steering damper isn't doing anything but providing ballast.
All right. Oh,
All right, we'll pull wheels off.
I'm looking at the adjuster for the clutch pedal. That's all
Creatively.
yeah. The boot is all torn up, and they have a non-adjusting, an incorrect adjusting screw in here.
Well, also while you're there, you can look at the lack thereof of the exhaust hanger.
Yeah, you see how much this wiggles. Oh, exhaust hanger for
The bracket off the gearbox and.
Can't see it from down here. I don't think.
Oh.
Can I? Well, there's nothing to look at. If it's not there, there's nothing to see. But it's whatever's missing.
Yeah, the bracket is missing off the gearbox and off the exhaust.
Okay. Well, that's okay. And this thing has got the rear transmission mount, which is interesting. Huh. All right.
So this has got the 5-point mount instead of 3-point, huh? Or 4-point, I mean.
Yeah, it's got 5 instead of 4. Yeah. I'm going to put this. Well, let's see. Do we need a flashlight? No, probably not. Let me get a flashlight. You might be able to see, but it's dark on the video.
Oh, yeah. Well, these look like they're, comparatively speaking, recently dealt with.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of anti-seize on the hub for whatever reason. The wheel cylinders aren't rusted externally.
And they got the lock tabs. It looks like they're not fully tabbed on against the bolt, though.
Right, and they're also, yeah, they're should be here so that they don't.
Right.
They don't
rub on the inside of the drum.
I don't see any huge score marks on this.
Yeah.
Let's yeah, there's fresh scratches on the aluminum there where somebody's been working on the springs.
Someone tried. Oh, we need a pry bar to see if they have the proper movement.
If they're free floating and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, you gonna go grab that, and I'll start taking the wheel out.
Yeah. Sorry for the cinema verite and the gaps between doing stuff, but we wanted you to see what we see as we see it. Okay. Now, let's get over here. Running out of juice.
No, they're really that tight.
Oh, super tight. Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Want me to put on the brake while you do the breaker?
Shoe on the inside. Hold on.
To put the drum on. Yeah.
Yeah. If I shoe on that drum.
Yeah. Ready? Okay, brakes are applied.
That was a whole lot tighter than it needed to be.
Is it still, did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. As fixing to break that 1,000 foot-pounds of torque wrench, or torque, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Impact.
PSIs and stuff.
That's right, whatever it is.
Blow out your knee cartilage.
That's right.
Put this over here. Get it out of the way.
By the way, it's about 98 degrees, maybe 100 right here. It's a little toasty for us today, but
Yep. Once again, this one's been. Somebody's been here. This is not.
what the hell is that?
That's not right. That's what that is.
What
That's
the hell is that?
somebody's got.
It's like off of a 280 SL.
Yeah, and then they. Yeah, this is the wrong pipe, isn't it?
You know, the pipe locates the hose is the
Yeah,
question.
there's-
Too much hose.
Yeah, and this is. We need to
Something's weird about that
fix
shit.
that for sure.
Well, we were going to break into the brake system anyway, and so, and then what we're supposed to observe here is these shoes are supposed to move just a smidge to their clearance, just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have clearance.
Yeah, they're free.
Well, let's try the other side while we're here.
Yeah.
Once again, the lock tabs are not.
The friction adjusters look like they're mostly right-ish. Although I can't tell if the washer's there or not. Anyways. Alright, let's make sure, yeah, these lock tabs are wrong, but see if the other side is free. Yep. All right. So, yeah, and this hose is strange too, but it's in better shape. We definitely want to replace those. Make sure we don't have an issue.
Right. So it looks like our strange brake noise may be in the rear.
Yeah, and we also need to double check, make sure that we've got drive shaft installed correctly and flex discs and all that
Right.
kind of stuff.
So,
So should we jack up the back?
yep. Stop the video. Put the front back together, down, and then.
Or do we want to just leave the front up?
Oh,
Jack the back.
well, we can't. Do we have access to the back? It may. Will the jack fit underneath there? I guess we'll have to find out. We may not have access.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, let's go see. How about that? I'll put this on the tripod while we do something else.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try to figure out what size that one is.
Yeah, we got some non-factory lug bolts right here. I don't know what the heck's going on there. I just don't even know what to call that. General Motors, I guess. Okay. Let's see if we can get this guy checked up back here. Usually the sequence is reverse what we're doing to get access to the rear of the car. No. Nope. Let me see. Well, let's move this offset the jack. See if that'll do it.
There you go. It's like boneless chicken.
You doing okay on the front?
So far.
Okay, I think we're close to ready for jack stands.
All right. We'll see what happens.
We got any?
I've got one.
Oh, okay. Here, well done.
This one you can place it, and then I'll bring the other one.